Hello, everybody. Welcome to Also Rusty Buckets. I was debating on whether or not I'd make a video on this topic and decided not to until I ended up seeing the NBA's official punishment for what happened. So, if you are not aware, I'm just going to run down the whole story real quick. Basically, Meyers Leonard was playing Warzone the other day, and someone had the audacity to snipe him. So he decided to say a racial slur about Jewish people, and that was clipped because he was live streaming, and he released some dumbass statement about it, like, I didn't know what it means, like he didn't use a slur from the fucking 40s. And basically, Myers Leonard is a piece of shit, and he deserves to be canceled, as people call it. So fuck Meyers Leonard. And I really wasn't going to make a video on this topic because I can only say fuck Meyers Leonard so much before the video gets boring, and I definitely, it's just not really a topic. Like, everyone's aware of this, but there's not much you can say about it. But he got the biggest slap on the wrist in the history of slaps on the wrist. So, Miami Heat's Meyers Leonard, this is from Shams, has been fined $50,000 and suspended from all Heat facility and team activities for 1 week for an anti-Semitic comment he made Monday. Meyers Leonard will also be required to participate in a cultural diversity program, the NBA says. Leonard used an anti-Semitic slur on Monday during a video game. Yeah, we know that, Shams. Thank you. Statement from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on Meyers Leonard. Meyers Leonard's comment was unexcusable and hurtful, and such an offensive term has no place in the NBA or in our society. Yesterday, he spoke to representatives of the Anti-Defamation League to better understand the impact of his words, and we accept that he is genuinely remorseful. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I'm not actually, but that's whatever. We have further communicated to Meyers that derogatory comments like this will not be tolerated, and that he will be expected to uphold the core values of our league: equality, tolerance, inclusion, respect at all times moving forward, as well as an incredible amount of greed. But that's not in the actual statement, but that's just how the NBA is. So, they gave them the shit they give cops after they fucking shoot somebody in the streets unjustly. They go, cultural diversity program, or cultural, what's the word, cultural tolerance or whatever, or just like, hey, maybe don't brutalize people in the streets for just not being your race. So this is bullshit, right? Like, $50,000 a week suspension. I mean, the guy got a $10 million contract the end of the last offseason, so $50,000 really ain't anything to this guy. And then on top of that, like, we're sending him to an cultural diversity program. Basically, go to a place that says, don't be mean to Jewish people, or people of other races. Yeah, that's nothing. Now, here's the thing that's sad about this. I wasn't expecting much different. I really wasn't. I mean, it's not, but like, even at the same time, like, does it really hurt you that much, NBA, to just say, fuck you, Meyers Leonard? Like, what is Meyers Leonard? Is he affecting your bottom line if he doesn't play? And even if he does play, like, dude, how do you play this guy and it's not just a disaster? Like, he's like a known racist now. So he's going to be on the court, and I don't know if you knew this, but the league is not mostly white people, so he's not going to be in public favor within his own team, especially not against other teams in the league. I can feel like Meyers Leonard's going to catch a couple of fists coming at him just by simply him being a piece of shit, and he deserves it, but that's not pretty for your product. And it's fucking Meyers Leonard. Do I have to say it again? It's Meyers Leonard. Like, other than that one playoff game with the Portland Trailblazers, what has he done in his career that is worth mentioning? Because I can't think of it. Like, being one of the softest 7-foot, ridiculously ripped guys that I've ever seen. Like, what are you doing with all that muscle, you fucking buffoon? He's such a little bitch on the boards. He fucking isn't a good defensive player. He's an all-right three-point shooter, and that's it. Like, it's not like we're talking about some high-value role player here. I have no clue why the Heat gave him $10 million and not Jay Crowder, but I mean, shit. That's Why would you not just say fuck it, you're not playing anymore? Even if you have to give him a salary, I mean, he's going to get that anyway. I think you legally, unless there was some clause in there saying don't be racist, he's going to get his money. But fuck, man, I mean, that's just not acceptable. That's a slap on the wrist and then some. A week without playing, 50 grand out of a $10 million contract. Let me actually do the math on that, because I think the percentage of that is pathetic. Yet that is 0.005% of that money that he has. So good job, guys. Oh my god. It's such a slap on the wrist, man. Meyers Leonard, in terms of where his career stands, he's not gonna get another contract again. Like, it'd be one thing if this was some player that was like really good. Like, if, I don't know, let's just say a name that's totally random and definitely not associated with anything else. Let's just say Gordon Hayward said something like this, or something just bad in general in this department. I mean, it makes some sense if a team signed him, because even though it's probably morally bankrupt, I mean, I'm not expecting anything different, but it's a good player at least. But Meyers Leonard's not a good NBA player. So why would a team risk like their reputation, getting a bunch of backlash from people, just so they can sign Meyers fucking Leonard? Like, after his $10 million contract is up, which means boo-hoo, he's only going to make $10 million for the rest of his career. $9,950,000 for the rest of his career. He is going to be just fucking fine in that department money-wise. But he's not going to get another contract again. And I would not even be surprised if the Heat never actually put him in a game again, because I was mentioning that earlier. I just don't know how you play this guy. So Meyers Leonard probably not going to play much again in his career. Definitely not getting another contract after this season. Slap on the wrist by the NBA, which is pathetic, because that's what the NBA is sometimes. I don't want to be too mean, but come on, guys. It is worth saying, I believe Adam Silver, I was told the other day on the podcast that Adam Silver is Jewish. So maybe he feels some type of way about this. I'm not. My editor, Rudy, is Jewish. He did not. He was very much mad at Meyers Leonard, which, yeah, that's how you should feel, or it makes sense to feel anyways. So I don't know. It's not my place necessarily, but like, the thing is, if you've seen the clip, you know what he said. Like, the thing was, that slur is like from the fucking 1940s, dude. Like, and he paused. He literally, in the clip, he paused for like 2 seconds before saying anything. So he was like, it was like, for me, I was watching that, I was like, oh, he's just gonna decide not to say it. That's what the 2 seconds is. Like, he's like, I am a racist, but I don't want people to know this, so I'm not gonna say anything. But no, that was actually him going through the encyclopedia of racial slurs in his head before picking that one to say. And I'm just curious, what were the other ones he was thinking of to drop? Because, like, Jesus Christ, if you're saying that one, you're either racist or like doing an impression of a weirdo from the 40s, and he was not doing an impression of a guy from the 40s. So yeah, just a shit thing. Fuck Meyers Leonard. Fuck the NBA for this slap on the wrist. But yeah, that's all I had to say.